don't know if y'all gonna see this, but basically I'm gonna reenact what happened on Twitter because I don't feel like explaining it. Day 3, wearing my natural hair. I can only pull white boys with this hair. What the fuck you just said? You dirty, dusty, armpit hair having ass, ugly ass bitch. You can't pull black men because you're nasty as fuck, you ugly bitch. The hell she talking about she can't pull black men? Hold on, because I'm going to screenshot a picture of her face and I'm going to screenshot a picture of her ass. I got $30 to spare. I'm going to pay $30. I'm going to link her his profile. We're going to see. And tell me why it was black men on the profile liking her pictures. She trying to spread a false narrative about black men. And see, now I knew the internet was mean, but I didn't know y'all was white women crazy like this. I didn't know that. It give, I don't know, y'all. It give, I'm about to get a regular job. Y'all never gonna see me again. Maybe. We gonna see. Because I don't want these type of problems. For natural hair?
The whole concept of wearing natural hair is about wearing it natural, but wearing it like you actually care about it. So when we wear our natural hair, wearing it with no makeup on and stuff like that is okay. But when it looks unkempt, or when it looks like you haven't washed it, when it looks like you just rolled out of bed and just didn't like fluff it out, it's like matted to your head, that's a different story.
Welcome to my channel where we talk wigs and politics. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
I would say this, in my own perspective, I feel like if she actually brought to the table what she was struggling with concerning her hair, but actually came to the table with herself looking like a lot more presentable.
It's what the hair want to do, so I have to let it do what it want to do. I want to learn to wear it completely shrunk. I don't want to stretch it. Hair is not meant to be long, will never be long. And it's time society came to terms with that. How you gonna tell me how I was born is ugly? Like, stop fucking playing with me. Anyway, it's a struggle, bitch. I'm fucking struggling. You gonna see, bitch. Like, I'm struggling to accept how it looks so bad.
It's shaped like that from the side.
I don't get the whole natural thing. Oh, you want me to be natural? Here, I'm natural. I'm natural now. Look. I haven't shaved, I haven't done nothing. Like, no, that's not. You still need to have maintenance. Maintain yourself. I don't get the sarcasm behind that. Like, you need to maintain yourself. You still need to have hygiene and everything of that nature. Like, the whole argument with people saying, you want me to be natural? Well, here I is. Whatever people say, it's not what people are saying. And I think that's where the misconception comes from. Just took her bonnet off and went out to the streets and people were just going off on her. And my thing is, when you kind of take your bonnet off or whatever you're deciding to sleep in and you decide to just walk outside without just hygiene in general, for one, but for two, like, your hair probably at least needs to be, I don't know, picked out a little bit. Are you trying to get locks? Like, if you're trying to wear a loose afro textured hairstyle, no, it does not need a lot of manipulation, but it still needs to be taken care of. So that is my little bit of criticism in the mindset when it comes to natural hair. Like, if you're not taking care of it, of course you're going to feel like it's ugly. It's just like you taking care of your body. If you don't take care of your body, it's not going to function properly. If you don't eat the way you're supposed to eat, you're not going to feel good. If you don't take care of your natural hair and you just roll out of bed and just say, this is what I look like, when people first wake up in the morning, they might have some slobber on their face, they might have eye boogers. There's all kinds of stuff that people go through when they first wake up. Women that have straight hair might have their hair kind of napped up from rolling over. People who have natural kinky hair can have their hair be matted to their head, or it can be falling in a weird direction because it was smashed to their head when they went to sleep. So when you're waking up out of your sleep and you just say, I should be okay, I woke up and I rolled out of bed like this. No, it's not okay. You need to do a little bit more. I'm not saying you have to go straighten it out or get braids or anything like that, but it's still your natural hair and you still need to take care of it. So the false narrative about black men, there are black men out here that do like certain hair textures. They like their women to look a certain way. At the same time though, there are women that like black men that look a certain way and has certain features about him that they happen to like. One thing that I can say though is that texturism is still a thing. Some black men, a lot of black men do like certain textures of hair compared to the 4C kinky Afro hair textured community that is looked down upon from a lot of communities. And that is not okay. Even in our families, our hair texture, I have 4C kinky hair, our hair texture has been shunned upon and talked about. I would say that this doesn't boil down to black men, it boils down to European standards. The more your hair looks a certain way, the closer you look to white, the better you are perceived in society. And that is not just in our culture, that is around the world. And that doesn't just fall into texturism, that falls in all kinds of categories, skin tone, eye color, and things of that nature. So when it comes down to preference, sometimes preference can be skewed based off of how things are in society and how people were basically raised and grew up and what they saw on TV and things like that. If a person actually really decided to dial back from all of the programming and everything that they were raised to see in the magazines and what the typical woman should look like, and they actually really thought, like truly thought about what they are attracted to, it probably wouldn't even be, oh, I like this woman because she is, you know, the typical Coca-Cola bottle, light bright, or even if you're into, you know, dark skin or whatever you're into, she has hair down her back, blah blah blah. Like all those weird program standards will basically change. They would just change because you're actually acting out of your true self. You're not looking at all these programming and all these typical standards that we were raised to adapt to.
I put this outfit on. Let me tell you right now, I can only pull white boys with this hair. But I'm not mad, to be honest.
She says that only white men will talk to her. That is not true. I would say that when it comes to, once again, you taking care of yourself, society can tell that you are. So if you are just wearing, I'm not saying that there isn't struggle with certain hair textures, I'm not going to say that. But there is a difference, like I said, between your hair and taking care of it and then just walking outside. In this video, unfortunately, this young lady seemed like she was struggling quite a bit. Her bedroom seemed to be quite messy. Just a lot was going on. It was a lot of cussing, it was a lot of anger, it was a lot of like I'm not even sure if she, you know, did her hygiene process, you know. So it seemed like a lot of things were happening here in this, you know, particular recording. So just looking at it from a deeper perspective, nobody is saying to just not have normal hygiene and not, you know, fluff your hair out and make sure it's not matted to your head. Like I said, unless you're trying to get locks, but even those need to be maintained. Even the Rastas have to separate their locks a little bit here and there to make sure that it's maintained. No one is saying just to roll out of bed and just be like, it's natural. No ma'am, no sir. Just to end it off, this young lady here points out that black men perpetuate certain type of beauty standards, and I would say that it still boils down to the media and programming. I myself went through weird situations with black men. At one point when I was younger, I was dating a guy, and he only wanted to talk to high yellow women. And one day I went outside and I got a tan, and he told me that I was ugly with my tan, and it like really perturbed me, and I felt really weird about myself after that. But over time, I got over it, and I decided to embrace every facet of how I could look, with, you know, the winter time looking lighter, and the summertime, of course, getting darker, like most of us melanated people do. We can be lighter in the winter and darker in the summer. The point that I'm making here is that sometimes when it comes to Black men and how they were raised with women in their life, his mom happened to be light skinned as well, so he just adapted to that mindset, and I had to get over it. And I'm not saying to anyone, get over the beauty standards, because they're not okay and they're not correct, and it does need to change. But it starts from the European programming and standard, and then it goes on from there. So with that particular situation I was in, I had to grow from that. I went through all kinds of stuff, like, oh man, I don't want to, he was light skinned, so I was like, I don't want to talk to the light skinned guys, I only want to talk to dark skinned guys because he hurt my feelings. And then I was like, I want to be darker now. And I was like, you know what, no I don't, I just want to be my skin tone. And I was like, you know what, I don't care no more. I just want to be myself and enjoy my life. Like, there is no reason to be sitting here like feeling boxed in about what somebody's preference is, especially if it comes from certain standards that have nothing to do with us as a community. And that's why a lot of healing needs to take place in a lot of areas of our lives, especially for our community when it comes to texturism. Texturism, like I said, is a big thing, and I am planning to continue the natural hair series. And if you are thinking about wearing your natural hair today, then do it, you know. But there is, like I said, there's a difference. There is a huge difference of when you are wearing your natural hair and taking care of it, and when you are not. It's a huge difference. So let's not make it seem like wearing your natural hair is like this ugly thing. When you are wearing your natural hair and you have that type of attitude with wearing your natural hair, you're making it ugly by having the attitude like, everybody want me to wear my natural hair, all right, here it is. No. That's making it ugly. Like, what energy are you coming out of? Like, I am going to wear my natural hair today, I'm going to be flawless, I'm going to be beautiful, I'm about to represent myself, my natural self. I'm about to show other women that this can be beautiful too, especially the ones with certain hair textures that may be shunned upon, because it happens, you know. We shun, a lot of women, our grandmothers and stuff like that have shunned us for having certain hair textures. So have our men, but we've done it to ourselves too. So bottom line is, we just need to change and embrace it, and not be sitting here like, oh, well, I'm natural now. So those are my thoughts on, you know, this particular young lady. I wish the best for her. I hope that maybe one day she can change how, you know, her hair looks. I hope that one day she can have a better energy about her natural hair, you know, wear it in beautiful styles, twist outs, just picked out, maintained properly, you know, things like that. Maybe watch some good channels. I plan to do some natural hair videos, possibly styling my natural hair. But it is a journey, you know, it's a journey when it comes to natural hair. So I'm hoping, you know, this particular young lady has grown from the, you know, bedroom that looks like it needs to be maintained a bit better. You know, it's okay if you're going through something, I get it. But to come online and just have all of that, you know, energy can be a lot. You know, it can be a lot to put online. And everybody can see like, oh man, she is ripping her bonnet off and the bed is messed up and she's pacing her room and only white men like her and she's cussing everybody out. I get it. It can be a daunting struggle to feel like I'm finally wearing my natural hair and this is what is happening to me. But as I stated before, it's the energy that you're bringing to the table as well. It should be, I am finally wearing my natural hair and this feels great. I have these twist outs, I have this and that and that. Now, if somebody is saying something sideways to you, be ready. Be like, at least I am rocking what God gave me. And it ain't nobody else out here doing it, but I'm doing it. And I'm the first one to make a difference, or the second and the third one to make a difference. What are you doing? to make a difference, to help people come back to their authentic selves. Because a lot of times when people speak down on you, they're projecting what they fear. And today I did not glue this wig down, so you could probably see the lace. I have natural hair myself, and I have videos on my natural hair, and I'm okay with showing what my hair looks like. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you in the next video. I plan to continue to talk about natural hair because that's such a huge topic in our community, and there needs to be so much so much change, you know, in perspectives and how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about our men. I wish you nothing but love, joy, peace, and prosperity, and I hope that this year goes wonderful for you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I will